Hey guys, MWUSA Season 4, Episode 292. I am back at the hotel. It is 9:30 p.m. Just dropped off the family in the room, heading over to the casino. Gonna take a look around. This morning had a rough time. Before we left, I went, took a lap around, and just didn't do well at all. Gave back a bunch of money from yesterday. Ended my session down 781. So rough start to the day today. But we're on our way back here and hopefully turn things around. I'd love to at least get that money back before we move on. We'll be playing some blackjack, playing some slots, and who knows what else we find. So it is Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. And remember, take care of your family, take care of each other, help each other out. So at this point, walking back into the casino, and I'm going to have a little session here, and I'll be back to update you soon. Alright guys, I am back, just leaving. And not really, I mean, it's kind of busy, but not so busy. There isn't that many plays. Did find a few things, got buried early on, was down, I can't even remember what machine I was playing. Oh yeah, I was down as much as 800 early on and came back and ended up ahead like 20 bucks, and I was leaving. Found another play on my way out, was buried another couple hundred, and then turned things around and ended up leaving ahead 122. So at least we had that. And let's see what time these people close. So yeah, I ended up ahead $122. My wife sent me a text message, and she said about the room that basically we need a bunch of stuff. She said the phone doesn't work. We need toilet paper. We need washcloths and Kleenex. So I will head down to the front desk and get those things, take them back to the room, say goodnight to everybody, put the kids in bed, and then head out to our next spot. So it's late, but just getting going for the day. I didn't get to bed till early this morning. Only got a couple hours sleep, and then I couldn't get any sleep all day today, hanging out with the family because the pets kept on coming up to me, wanting to lick me and stuff, and I'm just trying to keep them away. So I ended up sitting in this really stiff chair that couldn't really rest in, and so I'm pretty tired, but we'll see what happens here. Right now we're going to head back to the hotel, get that stuff for the family, and then we'll go to the room, get our coat, and head out for the night. I'll be back. Plus 122. Alright guys, I am back. It is a little while later, almost midnight now, and we are just leaving the hotel, got the kids to sleep, and all that is good. Overall, day has not been great. This morning lost like 781. This evening won like 122. And so we got a long way to go. We are heading out to the same casinos we went to yesterday. I feel like they're our best bet to make money. There are other casinos in the area, small and large, but timing-wise, I have just like negative time. Got to get out to these casinos, try to make a little bit of money, get back over here, and then the kids want to leave at like 4 or 5 in the morning. So I'm going to be like zero sleep. I told my wife I'm up for it if she's good with driving in the morning. And once we get done with all the whatever shopping they want to do, and they've never been through the standing in line, getting free stuff and all this stupid stuff. But, that's silly to me anyway, but not to them. So I want them to experience it. I don't want them to feel like they're not allowed to or anything like that. So I told her, let's just do it and just let her drive. I'll get some rest and we should be fine. So right now we are on our way to our next casino, and we're going to be playing some blackjack. We're going to be playing some slots, and I'll be back to update you real soon. Alright guys, just getting here in the heading toward the door. Lots of people out here. Security everywhere. Got the security vehicle over there. Yep. Just keeping an eye on everybody in the parking lot over here. We're gonna head in here. Hopefully we do well like we did yesterday, and we have a quick night tonight, get back to the room, get some rest so we can hang out with the family. So here we go. I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. Got a interesting story out of that visit, if nothing else. I walked in, looked around, looked at slots first, and found nothing at all. Nothing. Not even close to anything. Nothing I would even want to gamble on it being close or anything like that. So, walk away from that. Decide to go look at some blackjack. There's one double deck table open. Nobody there. I go there. I buy in for $500. I sit down. I win one hand, the first shoe. Second shoe, I win 0 hands. Third shoe, I win 1 hand. Fourth shoe, I win 0 hands. So the first 4 shoes, I've only won a couple hands, and I'm in now for $2,000 already. Nothing good is going on. Things finally leveled off. I had a big hand, a big double down. I won that one, and that got me to within like $1,200 of being even, and just chipping away at it, and I was about $1,000 away from even when this guy comes to sit at the table. Well, you know, he's kind of an interesting guy. For one thing, he's got, you know, the diabetes little circle thing that people have on their arms. He's got it on his hand, so I don't know why he would have that on his hand. I'm sure there's a interesting reason why medically that he would do that. He buys in with chips and starts playing, and we're going back and forth, and he seems to be moving the count with me. And I'm kind of interested in that. I'm kind of starting to watch it a little bit more. And then I noticed that he's not doing what I'm doing. We have a negative hand, and he goes from 2 hands at like triple the table minimum to 1 hand at 1,000 and 1 hand at table minimum. And he ends up winning that hand. I think he may have even doubled in one. I don't know about double, but for sure he won it. I think he did do it later on, where he had a $1,000 hand and he doubled it and lost it. But really interesting. We're just playing, doing our thing. I'm getting close and falling back down, getting close and falling back down. The interesting thing, though, is that right away, when I got to the table, is when I lost all the money. The rest of the time, I was clawing back. And like if I'd skipped the first 4 shoes, if I had come in after that, then I would have made a lot of money at that table. But unfortunately, that's not how the world works. So we get to a point where there's 2 different things happen. One, there was a severe negative count, and I went to minimum bet plus money on the side bet. Interesting, right? There's only one side bet that does that I know of, and it has to be at least a minus 23 true count. So we did actually get there. They do cut it thin. They cut it a little less than half a deck. So it was very interesting. I played 1 or 2, I think 2 hands, and then the shoe ended. Another time, the count was very positive, and I had close to my max bets out there. And before I put that bet out there, I said to the pit boss, I really feel, because he was standing there watching us the whole time, and I wasn't going to shy away from it because my spread wasn't very huge anyway, and I was kind of stair-stepping into it and stair-stepping out of it. So it wasn't an exact number that he could easily look at, like, 1, 2, 4, 8, that type of thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It was stair stepping. Anyway, I had that hand, and he's standing there anyway, and I said, I know I've been losing, but I really feel like this is going to be a good hand. And so I put out a big bet, and the guy next to me goes, well, if you think it's a good hand, and he throws me $1,000 chip, and he wants me to put it under my money. And I'm thinking to myself, is this guy betting it for me? Is he betting it for himself? Is he being a nice guy? Well, what's going on here? So I put it under there, and I play it. And here's the story. You're never going to hear anybody doing this. I've never heard of anything like this in decades of playing blackjack. The guy's playing two hands, and I'm playing one hand at this point. He spread to two hands, but he's been going back and forth, 1, 2, all the time. And he gets dealt a 20 on the first hand and 18, 10, 8 on the second hand. For me, I'm on third base, so I get my hand last. I have a 10, and the dealer puts the other card face down because she has a 6, and it doesn't matter anyway. No matter what my card is, I'm going to stay, right? If it's an ace, it's a blackjack, and it's over. If it's a 2 through 10, I'm staying against a 6. There's no situation I'm going to split that. So he played out his hands, and then she flipped over a 9 and then another 9, I believe, and busted, and I won that hand, and he won the hand. He won an extra $1,000 on top of my big bet, and I was kind of relieved that he won that, because I really didn't want to say anything. I shouldn't have said anything in the first place, but I was trying to do it as cover because the pit boss is right there, and this guy ended up taking it very seriously and put the big bet out there and ended up winning. So I played that table for about an hour and a half, and I couldn't wait to get off that table because there were 2 pit bosses total overall, and one took over for the other one. And the whole time, he was right there watching us and talking to us the whole time. And I know this casino specifically is not going to back me off too easily. But what they do is, as soon as you sit down, they put a very, very in-depth description of what you're wearing, what you look like, all your description in the computer, and also your bets for the first shoe. I know for a fact, I've seen them do it many times. So I made sure I kind of did an inverse betting on that one. I bet minimum, and then I noticed he was doing that, and I remembered that that's how they do things here. So then it went negative. I raised my bet slightly, went more negative, raised it slightly, and then went positive, went back to minimum bet, and the shoe ended. So at that point, he stopped putting it in the computer. It didn't mean that he wasn't keeping track anymore, but he stopped putting it in the computer. I went to a normal spread that I would do with the stair step because I'm trying to ease into it, and ended up at the end finally actually making a profit, but not much, plus $112.50. So we'll call it 113 plus 113. Went back to the slots and still found nothing, and moving on. So we're moving on to the next casino, and this casino, interestingly, I know where all the cameras are actually. If you put your visor down when you're coming in and you have your license plate covered, they have nothing on you. They don't have your head, they don't have your license, they have 0 on you. So very interesting in this specific place, the way that the cameras are. You're able to kind of take advantage of that and help yourself out a little bit. Does not mean they're not going to come out and check out your car while you're in there playing. But anyway, we are going to go ahead and move on to the next casino, and I'll be back to update you soon. Alright guys, I am back, just walking to my car. Oh boy, it's kind of a longer session than I'd expected. Did not play blackjack. High limit was closed, low limit was terrible. And they had a party pit also. That was 6 to 5. That was the most crowded part of this casino, was that party pit. People were waiting in line to get to the table so that they could play that 6 to 5 blackjack when there's 3 to 2 blackjack 30 feet away from them. They were all just crowding around this table. So, I mean, is there hope for America? Sometimes you see things like that and you think, man, it's like, do people not understand math at all? But, you know, I guess if you're just an average guy and you don't really play very often, you might not know that there's an option, and you might not care anyway. I played slots in there. Started off with a okay play, not the best play, at $6 a spin, and lost like $120 on that one. Not the best move I ever made in my life, and then I moved on to a few other plays, including a high limit play that was about $15 a spin. Played that one through. That one was extended, and by the time I finished that one, I was ahead, I don't know, maybe 300 or 280 or something like that. And then moved on to another area completely, looked through everything, found 5 or 6 tiny plays, $2, $8, $10, just little winners, and I picked up scraps here and there, and really that was it. I was reminded, I was trying to get a drink on my way out, and all the drink machines had all kinds of issues, and I couldn't actually get a drink. I ended up leaving with a small cup of ice. But I was remembering yesterday, as I was walking out of the casino, a guy is getting himself a drink from the fountain machine, and he sneezes this big, thick, congested, like lung congested cough, and you know that he sprayed that stuff everywhere, all over the stupid drink machine, and he didn't even cover his mouth or anything. Just absolutely disgusting. Just be careful when you're out there what you're doing. Anyway, so overall ended up okay, ended up ahead $323, so 345.50 we made back this evening of the 780 we lost this morning, so we're only down a couple hundred for the day, which is not terrible considering we had a great day yesterday, so all that is fine. Let's do some segments right now. It's about 3:30 in the morning, and we're going to head back, and by the time we get there, my son should be waking up and saying, Dad, we got to get going, so probably not going to sleep tonight, but let's do our segments. What did you eat today, MW? Well, as you know, today was Thanksgiving, so I had some turkey. I actually did not have any green beans. I had turkey, I had ham, I did have a small piece of pecan pie, which was unbelievable. That's one of my weaknesses, is pecan pie. And overall was really good. Later in the evening, had just some ham. I have this thing I do with the ham, either do a sandwich or without a sandwich, just put some mayo and some black pepper on there. Really good. So I give the turkey dinner was good. I give it like 10. It was moist, it was juicy, it was good. But the pecan pie, I've got to give that a jack. I mean, it was really good. And believe me, if I wasn't on this diet, I would have had 2 or 3 pieces. But excellent. And what did you tip today, MW? Well, I had one session of blackjack. It was about an hour and a half long on a double-deck table with the pit boss watching over me the whole time. And so, of course, you know, sometimes you need some cover, sometimes you need to tip. And so I tipped a total of $0. What the heck are you talking about? Why should I tip just because the pit boss is there? Get out of here. What's that going to buy me? 5 minutes? I'm not doing that. It's not going to buy me anything. That's what it's going to buy me. He doesn't care. So, $0 there. And what did you learn today, MW? I learned maybe this morning I pushed things a little bit hard. I should have left down a couple hundred and not gone to the higher denomination of the one machine I played that was borderline. and that actually cost me some money, some decent money, and I gotta watch that stuff because it's really not worth it in the long run. So yeah, overall it's been a good day. We have some weird stuff coming up. Right now it's like 29 degrees outside, but I guess there's a big storm coming in. I didn't know about it, and by the time we get home there's going to be like 5 inches of snow. Right now where I am, there is a winter storm watch. Oh my gosh. Total snow accumulations between 4 and 8 inches possible. Are they kidding me? 4 to 8 inches where I am? They never get snow here. Hardly ever. 4 to 8 inches? That is not good. When is it supposed to snow? It's like 1 and 2%. What are they talking about here? I mean, maybe not today? I have no clue. It says chance of precipitation, like oh, here we go. That's not until Saturday. Okay. Well, tomorrow is Friday. We will be here Saturday. We'll probably be leaving Sunday morning. It looks like the weather's going to get really bad Saturday night. Maybe we leave Saturday evening before things get worse. If so, I actually have a trip to Canada I was supposed to take that I canceled. So we may end up going to Canada on Sunday. We will see. And I tried to see how many extra hours it would take if I swung by Canada on the way home. It was like 8 extra hours added to our trip, so it didn't make a lot of sense. So we'll see how the snowfall goes, how the weather is overall, and we'll decide. Right now there's nothing out here. No snow, no rain, no mist, no fog, nothing. So far so good. I'll keep you informed, and we'll catch up tomorrow, which is actually today. If you have any questions or comments, my email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time. Alright guys, I'm back. It's not over. I forgot. Now that I'm back at the hotel, it's connected to a casino. We're going to go take one more lap of the casino, and then we'll get to sleep. So hang in there. Get a little bit more information for you here, and I'll be back to update you, hopefully with some good news. Alright guys, they should be getting up here in a few minutes. I got to get back to the room. Okay, so I was all ready to go. I was ahead $150, and I see one more thing. I go back to it, and it just kills me. It takes me to being down about $20 or $30. So I'm like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going to stick around until I find something else that's good. Find another play that through, get me to about plus 50. Then another play gets me to about plus 20, and another play takes me down a couple hundred and back to even. I'm getting ready to leave even. I'm going to the machine to cash out. I said, no, I'm not leaving. I'm going to look one more time, went around one more lap, and found one more play, and ended up ahead $226. I just did the math. It's unbelievable. Just did the math. I promise you, I've got pictures of everything that I did. I ended up ahead for the day $3. $3 ahead for the day. Made it all back somehow, and I had $3. What a victory, really. I mean, I'm going to be tired as hell. I'm going to be cranky all day, but hey, it worked out. Got it all back. We're at our all-time high for the trip, and I'm really happy about it. I'm going to get back to the room. As soon as my head hits the pillow, I know my son's alarm is going to go off, and it'll be time for us to get up and leave, but I'm cool with that. I'm ready for the day, and thanks for sticking around to the end of this episode, and see you next time.